Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Roman. What's going on?
Busy day today, huh?
Yeah, it's always a busy day.
And we have another guest.
We have another guest here today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name's Rich Ladouceur. I'm with Mangino Chevy, and I'm here to talk about what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm glad you pronounced your last name so that now we have that correct.
Yeah. and he likes beer.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
That's always important. What are you drinking, Rich?
So I'm drinking the Peach Berry Punch.
Nice.
ale.
That's a sour ale. What do you have?
I've got the Big Ditch Brewing.
Oh, nice.
Wait, is no. Sorry, it's Big Atlas. Well, it's in black. I couldn't really see that.
So just because it's in black, you said it's Big Dick.
I said ditch, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know what your fucking mind is.
I don't know. What are you thinking about?
Big Dick Brewing. The fuck? That's our next business venture.
That's right. That's a catchy name.
Oh my god!
That'll stop someone in their
I
tracks.
apologize. It's Big Alice. So
Big Alice.
yeah, it's
Third try.
Box Brooklyn Queens Connector, New York City. This is a New England style double IPA because I'm a real man.
Oh, okay. And I got our friends with Grow Brewing Company, and this is what is this? Hazy IPA.
So yeah, we'll talk with you now. So you're with Is it Mangino?
Mangino. Yep.
Okay. And what is so what's your responsibility there now?
So my responsibility is I do the commercial and fleet sales, and I call on businesses and try to help them find the right commercial vehicle that helps their business.
Okay. And then so this is sort of all encompassing for it's not just passenger vehicles,
It's everything. It can be passenger vehicles, it can be dump trucks and box trucks and whatever you can imagine.
like tractor for tractor trailer type things.
No, not that high.
Okay.
We go up to 6,500.
Okay. GVRW, whatever the thing is called, or
Yeah, that would be 23,000 GVW.
yeah. Okay.
And you guys work with companies that modify them based on what the client needs, like storage-wise, and
Correct.
or do they have to hire somebody else to do that?
Nope, we'll do everything. So when we deliver the vehicle, it'll be complete. So if you want a dump truck on it, or dump body, or a stake rack or a box truck, we'll build it to what you want that will fit for your business, and deliver it out to you and make it nice and easy.
But so probably, and I guess not probably because I'm not familiar with your outfit there, but you're probably having this done. Some things done by someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we outsource getting them upfitted.
Yeah, but it's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
You'll get a price on the vehicle, you get a price on whatever you want, and everybody pays you, and it's just done when they get it.
Yep.
There's nothing they have to do.
Nope.
Right.
Or like the whole financing, including the alterations, done through the dealer.
Correct.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do they do custom? So it wouldn't be your department, I suppose, but do they do these customizations on just passenger vehicles, not fleet sales, not commercial vehicles? Like if I
Bigger
wanted,
tires,
like rims, a sound system, a light bar, and I want it lifted on my F-150. You guys could do all that as well.
We can do all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be your vehicle, like from the dealer.
No, it has to be our vehicle. If you wanted that done, I can guide you to places that will, customize it and, put the light
Frank's
bar.
the one with small balls that wants to lift on his truck
Well,
and
because
light bars and all kinds.
I mean, it's an illusion.
He's the guy with the LEDs driving down the road, and you're like, I can't see.
Look, it works for me, guys. That's all that's important.
Compensating.
You get those big dog nuts hanging from the.
Actually, you know what I saw the other day? Someone put electrical like wire nuts. So they put two wires together.
Yes.
And
Yep.
large like electrical nuts. And it was like black wire and white wire. That's pretty cool. Have you sold any fleet vehicles to a brewery?
I have. I can't think of the name. It was a van. They were located about hour and a half from here.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I have sold one to a brewery.
How about electric vehicles?
I have sold a couple of those. They're coming. We just got a new electrical van, EV van, that just hit our dealership. and I'm excited about that. We actually use one for our parts truck. The guys seem to love it, and it's not bad. It has a lot of space. It gets about 270 miles on it, and it's not bad van.
Now you guys are locked into a manufacturer, or you can get from anywhere.
No, I'm Chevy, Buick, and GMC.
Okay.
Those
All right.
are our
So
brands.
I want to talk more about the electric van.
Yep.
I'm curious because we've talked about electric vehicles, and so the van range is 200 what?
270.
70.
miles.
270.
270, Romy fucking said it.
Yeah.
Maybe I was too busy sipping my beer. Okay.
He says, yeah.
Do you guys offer like chargers installation, or that a client has to subcontract?
No, we have subcontractors that will help you install chargers.
You're talking about at your home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Home or business.
Or business.
Yes.
So you guys can coordinate that with
Correct.
contractors to do that.
Good.
Yes.
Excuse me. And they're like what do they call level 2 charging?
Yes.
What's the duration on that to charge that?
It depends on the vehicle. I mean, usually probably level 2 is probably overnight. It'll charge it
For a full charge
for a full
overnight.
charge. Yes.
And are they? I'm not sure. Did Tesla open their chargers to other vehicles or no?
Yes. So there's an adapter
Mm-hmm.
that we sell that you can use the Tesla chargers.
Because there was a period when a lot of companies were asking Tesla for access, and they're like, "No, fuck you."
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know why. I not know why. I understand why they were doing that.
Fuck
because-
you. I'm part of the government now. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, because I don't know if you remember when Biden had this like all American trucks, like American made trucks gathering or whatever. He did not invite Tesla. Even though Tesla's the only truck that's like built here in U.S.
100%. Yeah.
where others are like Mexico, Canada.
Well, in his defense, he didn't really know what was going on. So
No.
We forgot to invite him.
Yeah.
he thought he did. He just didn't.
Right.
So, and I think, he was a little butthurt about it. And so he was like, I'm not going to open up any. But I believe, if I heard correctly, that they changed the code or whatever. So other vehicles now can use their chargers, which has now interest more consumers to buy electric vehicles because of the access to. So you got Tesla, Electrify America. Is that correct?
You got Rivian, right?
Right. And then who else has their own designated chargers? They got to be like
There's a couple of them.
couple more. So at least, let's say 4 more companies that do offer so now you have more places to charge where you're not driving by a charger like, fuck, I wish I could use that one. Now it's
Right.
like you can use them, right?
Yeah, my wife was saying it's a problem. I mean, for me and her, I suppose. We don't have electric vehicles, but she's talking about Tesla. They can just say, "Fuck you, your car's not charging on our charger." Because
I don't like
it's
the-
kind of Big Brother's watching you. It's a little bit like,
I don't like that concept. I wish, it would be great, and I'm sure there is, but like a third-party company offers kits to convert your internal combustion engine to an electric. You know what I mean? You go pull the engine out.
that's what Rich does.
That's right.
There you go.
Hydrogen. Instead of electric, we
It's
use
just an H bomb now.
Right.
Well, how many hydrogen stations do we have here?
none.
None at all.
Not that I know of.
What about that one on 57 near Dunkin' Donuts there, before the throughway,
And babe out that way towards the way
going towards Liverpool? There is I think there's a hydrogen station next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Is there?
I believe it. That's
for what
it is.
reason? For charging a vehicle?
No, to fill up if your vehicle runs on hydrogen.
Yeah.
Jesus, how many hydrogen vehicles are there?
Here, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So why did you guys decide to go the route of electric in commercial industry? Did you see a benefit, or is this something like you guys are kind of getting your feet wet to test it out, see if it's worth it for now? Or is it like a hype or?
I think the manufacturers are being pushed. I think it's a good idea to limit carbons, but to do a blanket of we all need to have electric vehicles, We're just not there yet. So I think we're pushing things a little too fast. And I think, it works great for the consumers and stuff like that. I think the EVs, they have a place, and it has to fit in the right, right situation for it to work. If I'm traveling 2 hours a day or 4 hours, if I'm traveling a lot in my car, it's not going to, unless I have a charger at both ends of where I'm going, then it may work. But when you're traveling a lot, the key is you got to have a charger at your house, a fast charger, level 2.
Which is 240, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And to have something, and then either something close to your work, so you're fully charging when it's sitting.
Yep.
That's the most ideal spot, which is high population cities and stuff like that.
But none of that factors in, basically zero factors in weather conditions like here. Like you're half charge going somewhere, and then you get stuck on the thruway in a snowstorm. Well, what's going to happen there? Like you can't pull a charger out of the highway. That's part. Or like when they want to do they wanted to make tractor trailers. Like, how are you going to haul 45,000 pounds? Where are you putting those batteries? Come on, figure it out, Rich. It's your fucking job.
Well, I wish I was on the engineering committee.
Yeah.
And that's where, a lot of municipalities, they're all screaming because New York State wants them to have the vehicles, and the vehicles aren't here yet.
Same with school buses, and we've talked about this before. We agree. There's a space for this, and there should be, but we are not ready to make the changes that they say we're ready for. And when they make these sort of, they're talking about ATVs and snowmobiles, everything being electric. Like you're not, and then they put this mandate by 2035. Like you're not going to be anywhere near that by 2034.
Well, when you're doing off-road vehicles electric and you're saying that's going to be mandatory, these are off-road vehicles. Are you going to have off-road chargers?
Right. Once it's dead,
you're 50 miles in the woods and you die. Where's a fucking charger?
Solar.
You bring a generator with you.
Your gas-powered generator is going to charge it.
I was wrong about nitrogen station. It's ANG, American National Gas Station.
Natural gas.
Yeah, not nitrogen, but it's right there, right next.
No, you said hydrogen.
I said hydrogen, but I'm wrong. It's natural gas.
Okay.
Yep. I'm fact checking myself.
No, I'm not disputing that you are a dick. I was just saying.
Probably 6 of those vehicles. Too.
Yeah. So, how many have you had any electric utility vans for commercial use orders?
Not as of yet. They just literally rolled out and hit our parking lots.
And you said your company has been using it for parts delivery and
probably through 2-3 months.
Okay. And is there a feedback from a driver or? Well,
they were very skittish at first, but they love it now.
Everybody's very skittish, and then they end up loving it. I love the zero noise. That stuff's pretty cool.
Or emission, the gases are coming out of them.
So what's Buick's electric vehicle?
I don't think they have one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're just selling Chevy right now?
Chevy.
Okay.
So I got the Silverado, the Equinox, the Blazer. We also have GMC, which is the Hummer, and then their Sierra, which is the same as the Silverado.
Boy, those Hummers, they're nice vehicles. I don't know what kind of distance you get out of an electric Hummer.
Well, that's a heavy
truck,
pretty big
right?
battery.
Truck.
Yeah.
It's 8,000 pounds?
Yes.
And they do
8,800.
They do the crab walk thing. I'm like, that's pretty cool too, but I might use that once or twice a year.
Right.
I mean, you can use that for parallel parking maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not taking this big ass vehicle where I got a parallel park.
Yeah, you'll probably be half on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide car.
And they're just great, but they're still making gas, right?
Not Hummer.
No.
Oh my God! This podcast is over. Forget it. We're done.
Bye, Rich.
It's such a great fucking vehicle, but they don't make them in gas anymore.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
I think Arnold's the only one that's left with the Hummer.
He has an H1, which is military grade.
Not Humvee. Right. Humvee is different. from H1, right? Because H1's like a civilian version.
Yes, H1's a civilian.
Right.
Yeah.
Humvee's
It's more like a military. No shocks on your chairs,
Right.
seats.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit a bump, and my brother.
they're in a metal box.
My brother served in the Marines for over 8 years, and he's like, dude, that thing those things go down the road, your back is in pain.
It's like you're right. It's like you're right in a can. It's just yeah.
But they bulletproof them, and they do like reinforced floors for mines exploding and things like that. But I think H1s are pretty fucking cool cars.
All of them are cool, but now they're all so old.
I like the ones, not the pickup truck ones, but the hard cover.
Yes.
Like an
SUV looking thing.
SUV, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are pretty cool. I feel like the amount of space you get there, and you put a roof rack on that thing, you can put a fucking deck up there.
Yep.
Like deck boards.
Right.
I mean, they can hold a lot of weight.
I'm just so discouraged now that they're not making a lot of gas. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, I'm not going to buy one. But even so, when's the last one they made that was for petroleum?
I think it was 08 or no.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous. I mean,
when they all
I was 18 in 08.
we all were.
But so the electric switch is a new thing, and most of your orders are like 3500s, 2500s.
25, 3500.
What's considered commercial? Anything over 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
25, 35. Yeah, 25 and up.
Let's go to 65 and 85. Like,
Yeah. Yes, we'll go all the way up to 85.
okay, 85 is a big bitch.
Yeah.
That's a big that's a dualies in the back.
It's dualies in the back. It's that flat front. It's an LCF.
100-gallon tanks on each side, like a semi truck.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. Then you gotta have a special license to drive them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, up to 10,000 pounds, right? You need CDL anything over 10,000?
No, it's because of the GVWs over 26. So anything over 26, you got to have a special license. 26,000 GVW.
So what is it for 10,000 pounds to haul, to drive? You have to have a special license for that?
Nope.
No.
So
10,000 and below.
well, that's what I'm saying. What's over 10,000?
If it's over 10,000, no.
Okay.
Like you said, if
When you
it's
get over 26.
26,000 is the limit.
Okay.
That's why you can like go to U-Haul and rent those big box trucks.
So we could get 25,900 pounds worth of beer, and we don't need a fucking CDL.
And then you get in the car, and I gotta fucking get a CDL.
I just set my nuts on the seat.
Illegal weight.
I just set my nuts on the seat, and you're over. Hey, Rich, nice to meet you.
By the way, we just met Rich. So, and I hope you're enjoying the company. And we're just curious in your business. And how long you been doing this?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years I've been in commercial sales.
And we got in touch with Rich through Chamber of Commerce, through Baldwinsville, where we are. And so you reached out to us, and we were like, fuck yeah, let's talk about, we like talking about cars. We like cars.
We'll talk to anybody about anything. I mean, people meet people.
Yeah.
You always been into like car industry?
No, actually, I grew up in a family business in the electrical industry.
Where was that? Locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Salve Electric Supply.
Yeah.
I'm a contractor, and I buy electric. So
You got a lot of fucking jobs. You got like 12 fucking jobs.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm also here.
How about blow? Can you?
No. I quit that business because I lost my airplane license. So pilot's license. So I would sometimes order stuff through Salve Electric or Edward Joy.
That's a family business for you?
It was. It was a family business, and my grandfather started it, and then my dad took it over, and then I helped run it, and then back in 2015, it got sold.
Mm-hmm.
Were you guys on Genesee Street, right?
Just off of Genesee Street.
Then
Milton Ave.
did they move to? Is it now Cooper?
Yes.
Okay.
Or Green Mountain.
Okay, and then are they near like the United Auto Parts?
They're off of 7th North Street.
7 North. Yeah. Okay.
In the back.
Yeah, I used to order stuff because sometimes I would do work on the old homes and I can't find like specific breakers, like old ones, and like I would go to salvage to order.
Yeah,
But I haven't done business since new ownership.
Yeah. We kept a lot of odd stuff. See, that's the thing with the electric vehicles. Some houses aren't even equipped to handle that stuff. So
This is interesting. So I got this new project I'm working on. I'm a GC on there. Actually, I'm going to do all the electrical myself because I enjoy electrical work. And I had this conversation with the client. I said, are you planning on having a car charger here? Because we need to decide now. We're getting new service line put in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now is the time to make this decision. Are we going to put a 200 amp panel here or 150? It's a really small house. You don't really need 200, but I'm like, let's just be there. It's not
I'd rather
that much.
have enough.
It's not that much more money. But they're like, no, we'll never have electric vehicle charger. I'm like, okay, because you're getting electric stove. That's 50 amps. And
what do you need for a vehicle charger?
you would probably put another 50 amp, right? In order to draw 240, because your your stove will need a 240 plug for all the heating coils.
Yep.
So if you need a 240 for your vehicle, you need at least 50.
Can't you just plug it into the stove?
That's a long.
I looked. It's not the same plug. Because when I had one,
I mean, you could jerry rig that thing, plug it in there.
God,
You just can't turn on any lights the whole night.
No, but then it's like, do I use a stove or do I charge my car? And then you lose the amperage from the distance.
How hot do these things get? Like
chargers?
no, the batteries when they're charging in a car in an electric vehicle.
Well, the BMSs they regulate temperature, don't they?
Yeah.
BMS is a battery management system that's built into the car.
It's like 40 degrees, 60 degrees, something like whatever.
it keeps it at a certain temperature.
Okay.
If it's extreme hot, it cools it down. Cold.
Okay.
Or I don't think, if I'm wrong, let me know. I don't think it has an option of cooling it down. It just changes the voltage delivery
So that it
to
so
cool
that
it
it cools
down.
down. Yeah.
Because the cooling mechanism is either something that's built in, whether it's liquid or not, or it's like aluminum housing, which is good big heat conductor metal, right?
Yeah.
That disperses the heat out. So if the BMS reads that the temperatures have gone to, I don't know, say 90 degrees Celsius, and it's like, that's too hot, let's lower the delivery of the electricity. Am I right?
I believe so.
So that probably slows down the charge, though.
It will slow down the charge, but it won't overheat. Because I think overheating reduces the life of your battery. That's why, you know how
So overheating lives matter.
it matters, yeah. Distance matters. You know how you charge your phone and you have these capabilities now, like, hey, man, in 20 minutes, your phone is like 80%, right? So that's good then, but for the duration of the battery, that's not good.
Yeah.
Right. But the optimal is to get to 80%. And then after it gets to 80%, it like lowers the
Then it like trickles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I switched to wireless charging. So it charges so instead of
I have that.
30 watt or whatever rate it charges. So I fall asleep within an hour, even less, you got full battery. So every time it discharges a percentage, the charging kicks in.
Yeah, my wireless charger says I don't know, I forget what the terminology is, but it says optimization charge. It like if it's 20% I go to bed, it does not start charging. I think it trickles first, and then it says, and then I think it gives it a burst. If I go to bed at 10
of the day,
if it's like 10 at night, like 2 a.m, then it gives it a shot.
I think it's other way around because
maybe the other way.
Okay.
they're our phones designed and cars probably too with that because your early stage of the charging on the battery is the less crucial or dangerous one.
Right.
So they can fast charge that.
Okay.
But once you reach that 80%, it jumps into the safe mode.
Okay.
Right.
And
That's probably what's happening then, because when I see it, it's 2 or 3 a.m.
I woke up today, my one phone was 100%, my other phone was 98, so it didn't even hit 100%. I did go to bed 2:30 in the morning, but but it tells you how much slower, and it just expands the life of the battery.
Right.
That's,
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the cars are
Cars are
very
the same.
similar.
Yep.
Yeah, and with the new battery technologies that are coming out, it just that range. I think they were saying in the next few years, your average range on cars is going to be like 1,000 miles.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
Because they already have
without snow and bullshit.
Yeah, they already have.
Hills and
Because are these things all-wheel drive?
yes, you can get them all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh, front or rear or all, or front and all.
Usually front and all.
Okay.
So there is no rear. You can't do donuts with a fucking electric vehicle
I think like
unless you're going reverse.
We had a police Blazer, PPV, which is a police pursuit vehicle, and set up, and that thing flies.
Oh yeah,
The torque on the EV vehicles is just phenomenal.
that's
instant.
I've heard that. Yeah. The response time, everything, and throttle response, right?
Well, we had Coach here. He's like, man, you step on it, it's like
Step on it, and it's
nails you to the seat like a rocket launch.
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But just like gas, you see.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Oh, you can see the battery gauge.
Well, yes. So you see the battery gauge, and you see it go down.
Yep. Well, again, I think all of us are on the same page. Like it's all got a place. It's just they're trying to push it too quick because we don't have the infrastructure. I mean, aside from these off-road ATV things we're talking about, like you said, you're not going to charge it on a fucking tree, right?
Yeah.
But there's just no way that we could do that now. And on a tractor trailer end, we talked about this. Where do you put the batteries?
Right.
I mean, you got to put solar panels on top of the trailer to charge these batteries.
Well, even if you put multiple cells and you stack them, and use that on the platform of so you have your frame with the wheels and axles. So we say between your frame, you start stacking your batteries. Excuse me. Happens here all the time.
It was good.
Yeah.
Beer is good.
That was really cute.
If you stack, that's a really heavy car.
Yeah.
Truck.
Right.
And they were saying,
your rubber management, like not that rubber management.
Yeah, the tires.
Tire management.
Make sure there's no hole in it.
Yeah, right. You don't want to get the road pregnant.
So they were saying the amount of batteries a 18-wheeler would take to say, I don't know, go from here to what would be a fill up? So you compare to internal combustion engine, they're diesel trucks, right?
Yeah.
So they got 200 gallons usually of diesel. And what would be the distance that a semi-truck can travel on 200 gallons of diesel? And to at least match that on batteries, if not more, the amount of energy and the batteries that need to hold, it's like they were saying you can charge a little neighborhood. Like one semi-truck can power a small neighborhood. That's an enormous amount of energy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think we plan on making this whole thing about electric vehicles. Obviously, that's where it went.
It's an interesting topic because there are so many views on them. Like I've gone into places and I'm like, hey, would you be interested? And they wanted to almost throw me out. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, well, if it doesn't fit for you, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Well, local travel, I would imagine, is great.
Yeah.
Like
Short distance.
If you're just tooling around like a city,
right.
I mean, especially 270 miles. Like you're driving 270 miles a day. If you're in one city, that's a lot of fucking miles.
It is. When you break it down, it is. And it's, depending on what you're doing, if you work 15 miles away from where you live, okay, well, that's perfect.
But like the heater and the air conditioning, all that takes extra battery. Like, how are they at the 270, for that specific example, is that including, heat on full, air conditioning on full? Like, you don't know. So it's tough.
These ratings are coming out for optimal conditions.
Right. Yeah.
Flat road, it's 70 degrees.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Yep.
When you add all the different stuff, yes, it does drop it.
Yeah.
And then you open the window and battery goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like you're like fuck you, battery.
Aerodynamics. It's like how Tesla has that is it ludicrous mode or something?
Well, ludicrous speed was on Spaceballs. Remember that?
Well,
what?
Ludicrous speed on Spaceballs. Remember Spaceballs, the movie?
Oh, I wonder.
Rick Moranis is
Been a while.
like, we've reached ludicrous speed.
I wonder if that's why Elon added to Tesla and called it ludicrous, because
Probably.
there's
He
a
just
mode.
gets a lot of stuff from his movies.
Yeah, it's called ludicrous
That's
speed.
probably. Oh, I didn't even
With
think of
Rick
that.
Moranis.
I didn't even think of that.
Look,
I
hey,
have
Rich,
to.
if things don't work, I'm looking for a podcast host.
So yeah, Tesla's had those, because you would see a lot of
He's a good smartass.
a lot of drag races online where like Tesla versus Lamborghini or Ferraris, or they're racing these supercars. But the thing about electric super sport cars are the electric motors top out on like speeds that.
But all-wheel drive is better than these gas.
Oh,
bitches.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of sports cars like Lamborghini and Porsche, they're also all-wheel drive. So they don't have the amount of in-demand torque like electric, but a longer than quarter mile, those cars can pass Tesla, because most of the electric cars, they top out at like.
It's in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the beginning, but then they reach that maximum RPMs of the engine or whatever limitations are, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, who needs to travel that fast?
Right. Well, we all need to. We just don't.
we all want to. We all want to.
Right. So for people listening to this, how do they get a hold of you?
You can either call me on my cell phone or email me or text me.
You okay if we share the information?
You want to
not
give
a
your cell phone number?
Yeah, my cell phone number is 315-744-6450.
Okay, and then like you said, you're local to this area, but so you don't limit. I mean, what if someone in Michigan wants to contact you?
Yeah.
Good enough that you
We ship all over.
you work it out. Yeah.
Yep. We have shipping companies. We've shipped out of state. That's not a problem.
How about maybe a reach, but internationally? Does that have you done that? Does that work for you guys?
No.
Okay, so you're domestic,
Just a
but you go to Canada.
No.
Okay.
That either.
Yep.
Well,
That's okay.
Too many rules. There's a lot of logistics.
Well, until they become the 51st state, and then we'll be okay.
right.
my friend has a GMC pickup truck, and I have a Ford, and we always, how truck
Oh yeah.
culture is. He busts my balls for driving a Ford. I bust his balls for driving a GMC. And then he needed new brakes done. I was like, don't go to the dealer. I said, bring it over to my house. I'll get new rotors for you, pads and all that stuff. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So he bought the parts, brought it over, and then I take his tire off. And I go to take his rotor off, and it says, made in Korea. I look at him, he goes, fuck, I wish you didn't see this. So now I say, take your Korean piece of shit out of here.
It was assembled.
Right.
So they do have in
Should
Korea
change, like made while eating Korean food.
bibimbap.
You could still be in the U.S. just eating Korean food.
Built while eating bibimbap. Bibimbap is like a popular Korean meal.
I've never had Korean food. I don't think.
Really, there's a really good Korean restaurant here on
I like Thai
Erie
food.
Boulevard. Erie Boulevard. I think it's called Secret Garden. I'll take you.
Yes.
Right? You been
I've
there?
been there once.
Fuck, man, their food is so good.
There is.
And right next to them is like a French bakery that's run by
We all know how we feel about the French, right?
Good Bakery. Check it out.
Yeah,
But
French Canadian. What? How
yeah, hey.
Okay, take
be
the point.
nice,
Hello.
Listen, we're gonna be the
man. We're gonna be
we're
What?
gonna be buddies.
we'll be buddies.
We're gonna be buddies.
I have to say, what part of Canada are you from?
Oh, I'm from America.
Right, but like your family,
Quebec, I believe.
Quebec.
We have a lot of people there.
I was in Quebec, and so many people speak French there. I actually thought going to, because when I lived on the West Coast, I've been to Canada. Everybody speaks English.
Did you know I can speak French?
You said
Did you know
can.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. You could be full of shit.
Pinez-vous.
So we went to Quebec. Man, what a beautiful. We went to the old Quebec town, the one that has like the not the fence, but the wall. It's like like the old traditional buildings are still there. Shit, what's the name of it?
It's been a long time, so
Yeah, I don't know. So there's a part of Quebec that is surrounded by this like wall, and it's like, it looks like a castle. Like you're walking into like town of this castle, and all these buildings are just original, beautiful architecture. And I was like, it's crazy. You're standing on one side of the wall, and there's all these like corporate buildings with glass and everything. And you walk in, there's all these old from like 17th century buildings, and it's
I love architecture.
It's
like
beautiful.
We talk about this all the
cobblestone
time.
roads.
Yeah.
You know, like that's awesome.
Culture and
Yeah.
We had a
And
great
food. Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
and I mean, even though a lot of them spoke French, a good bit speak English as well.
Yeah.
Even if it's not well, but
Do they like Americans or no?
I didn't have any problems.
No.
I mean, my son and I took Uber. We went to the mall. We did like VR games, and we went rock climbing. You know, to another place, and it was easy to get around. It wasn't.
I mean, I don't blame anybody that hates Americans, but the people that hate Americans are because they're getting a taste of those Americans you should hate. Like not all
agree.
Americans are like the people you hate. Like we are pretty good people. Like we've got some people we listen to. They got a podcast in Canada and a few ladies. Like they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you hate me, I didn't know
Well,
it.
it's
I'm
like-
sorry, but like not everybody is like, Trump is a bully to some people. I mean, he's making changes. I get it. Biden was an idiot. There's other things. Everybody hates people. It just don't judge everybody by that.
It's like industries, right? Like a piece of shit contractor makes the rest of us look bad.
Or like cops. People like, oh, do you
Yeah,
fund the police? Why?
bad
Because
cop, yeah.
3 cops out of 400,000 made some
Yeah.
bad decisions. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Don't.
Our salespeople, I mean, it's the same. They'll come across one bad one and they'll be like, oh, you guys are all out to get us.
Yeah.
No, I'm just here to help you.
And you guys, so you probably don't. I mean, I guess you don't sell used commercial vehicles.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Yeah, I don't know how often that comes about, but
It all depends on what comes in and, what we see at the auctions. But, we try to look for good stuff. Obviously, if they're using it for their business, it's going to be pretty, not beat, but they've,
there's gonna be nicks,
Maximize.
cosmetic problems. and
Yeah.
shit. But for you guys, so I maybe you're not able to say when you buy at auction, do you like is it just like don't buy anything from fucking New York or any of these salt states? Like, how do you? Or I mean, maybe you find a really good vehicle from New York, but like, our biggest problem here is rust, and it's undercarriage rust.
we love salt.
Yeah, but if you're going to auction, will you buy something that's
Right. Maybe down south.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're not using as much salt as we like.
Mhm.
You try to look out for that stuff, where it's come from.
But you guys are not saying like no, not New York. You just want to find quality shit.
Right. We just want to find quality stuff.
Yep.
Right. Because we don't want to get, and usually you can tell in the reports on
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Because they rust and, sometimes a New York vehicle will look great if the previous owner took care of
Yeah.
it. And
I have to say, the way cars are built now, the rust is more manageable than they used to be.
I just hate it all because I mean we're collectively Leicester we're choosing to live here. It's expensive to live here, and then our shit's getting beat up to live here. Like I mean, you go to I see like Cuba and all these other they got like fucking 1950s vehicles. I'm like where the fuck did that come
brand
from?
new.
Yeah, shit like that. Like I get it, or even down south in the U.S. I mean you stay
Texas.
you stay a little inland so you don't get the salt water bullshit, but yeah, you can find good stuff. Like just I'm one that takes care of my stuff. You take care of your things, but there's things out of our control that are gonna make it so that like you shouldn't just spend your time and taking care of it because it's gonna fucking turn to shit anyway.
wow.
My truck body is aluminum.
You got a nice body.
Yeah.
Thanks. And but
He drives a tin can.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can open your car door with that little thing you peel back.
all the way one time.
Yeah,
that's it. Can't close it.
I could do this and flick a hole in it.
Right.
It's funny because they were Chevy. Remember those Chevy ads when they pushed the toolbox?
Yeah.
They were so analyzed and such bullshit. But like now they're all switching to aluminum.
Yeah, you're barely above Saturn with their fucking fiberglass.
Saturn.
Look at the Chevy Corvette.
So the only thing I really have to maintain for rust is the frame.
Yeah.
And about twice a year, Some years I'm lazy. I'll do once a year, but I go under the truck, and with the wire brush and the drill, I hit all the rust spots, which most of the time happen at the welding joint.
Yeah.
And so I hit that, then I hit it with like a primer, and I paint it black. And I've had mechanics look at the back under my truck. They're like, "This fucking looks good."
That is dedication.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else.
Right.
My truck has 223,000 miles on
I'll
it,
drink beer while you're doing that.
and I just changed my first bad turbo.
Oh, really?
And everybody's like, "No fucking way! You had original turbos up to 220."
you
miles.
undercoat that or no?
No,
Not with like Z-bar or some bullshit.
I hate that shit.
Well, I mean, there's the other one too, like this oil one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The oil injection one. How
I
that
think
works?
they put that into your frame, right? If you have tubular frame, they'll put that in there.
Or they do. I've seen it
still
inside doors too, right?
Yeah, they put a substance in the door
Yeah.
to
'Cause
slow it down.
You got the drain holes underneath the door, and if you have water sitting there for too long, get past the
Yeah, but I
paint.
thought that's what they do. They kind of inject it so like it can't rust from.
Anywhere you can have water sitting. So if your frame is tubular, you'll have water sitting in there. So they'll spray it in there. I had a friend do it on his company truck. He has a flooring company.
Yeah.
And he's like, it smells a little bit at the beginning when
Yes.
but then that goes away. And
Do you have an opinion, Rich, on which one's better? I mean, I don't know if you've had experience like just hearing feedback.
I mean, I can tell he thinks the whole spraying Z-bar thing is bullshit.
Right, but
I mean, well,
Not that it's bullshit. It's,
it's not bullshit.
it's semi bullshit.
It does-
It's like cow shit. It's not bullshit.
It does lengthen and it does, add time to your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But if something happens and the mechanic's got to get under there and you've sprayed oil shit all over,
Let me rephrase myself.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit. It's bullshit how it's applied. It's very lazy. And the problem with that is they just go underneath.
Yeah.
They want it to be quick. They put your
Right,
car up,
exactly.
spray the shit out of everything. You're all set.
Mm-hmm.
Come back for maintenance, right? Like to keep the warranty or whatever.
every year.
like every
year,
year
yeah.
to get resprayed.
If I did it, I would cover all my bolts that need to be covered. I would cover certain hoses, and I would do it the right
And
way.
then me and Rich will be drinking beer while you're doing that.
Right.
Yeah, and you guys can
Miss
watch
the
it.
spot.
Yeah, you got a
Missed the
fucking
spot.
toothbrush out there. Like,
But that's how I take care of my things. Like when I work on my car, sometimes, depending on the application, I would change my bolts to stainless steel. So,
oh my God.
and then
Again,
and then I always use anti-seize gray grease.
Oh my God.
Because I hate getting stuck. I had a Jeep Cherokee, and the lug nut got jammed.
The
To the
Chrysler
point-
metal's already shit anyway.
It took
It
me-
starts rusting when they make
It took me
it.
fucking 2 days to get that screw out, and it broke. Like it corroded. I tried heat.
Yeah.
I tried torture.
Torture. Oh Jesus.
I meant to say torture. I did torture the shit out of that bolt.
hammers, saws.
That poor bolt didn't have a chance. You tortured the
You're gonna get fired, bitch.
I hope you feel the pain, bolt.
And in the end,
You're not coming out in one piece.
it broke, and I said, "That's it." From that point, I would always properly put everything back together.
I get it. I'm the same way, but I just don't have time to do it now. I mean, my truck's old. I got almost 200,000 on a Dodge. Yeah, that's right. See his face. He's like, "Holy fuck, man!"
He's like, I can't believe you're driving Dodge.
I didn't know a Chevy fleet dealer at the time, so
You could have gone with anything but Dodge.
I could have. But
I used to have a Chevy Silverado. Man, I had so many problems.
Yeah.
But the older ones are like that.
everybody's got problems. Like, never buy a Dodge, never buy a Ford, never buy a Chevy. It's
They all-
right.
They're all built by
Yeah.
mostly humans.
Yeah.
I also wish. Do you feel like, maybe you can't say this, but do you feel like these manufacturers building these cars more and more so that consumers cannot work on them?
Computer wise, I believe
Yes.
that's the case. Yeah.
Yes, because
But I don't know they're doing it on purpose. It's just
they're not. It's just technology. It's you hop in a Escalade and everything's all digital and it's evolving. But the problem is something goes wrong. Who can fix it?
yeah.
But some of these cars, like my wife had an SUV. I won't say what brand that was. And to change a headlight bulb,
Yeah.
you have to take the tire off. You have to peel back the lining inside, get in there. Like, motherfucker, who was the designer? Like, why do I have to take the tire off?
I know. He's fucking Armenian, probably.
Give me a little bit of. I just need like this much room to get my hand in there to unscrew the fucking cap.
It's an engineer that just doesn't work on them, just designs them.
Or he's got really tiny hands, the guy did.
And he's like, yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, fuck him.
Someone else's problem.
Well, you got to take apart the front end just to change a light bulb.
Right.
My friend had a new truck, and it was a lease, and he had to bring it back. The alternator went on the brand new truck within like 3 months, and the mechanic's like, "Oh, you're lucky it's a lease, it's under warranty, all that stuff." But
you're lucky, bitch. It's a lease.
He goes, "It's like $2,800." They had to take the bumper off, take the headlights out, take the radiator out, and I was like, to my friend Dave, it took me like 40 minutes to change my alternator.
And the alternator's like $200.
Right.
But then the shit never goes back together. Like
$200.
We got all these extra fucking bolts. Like
$200. That's cheap. Now they're much more. I had to change an alternator. So my brother used to own a semi truck. Yeah. And he had his own business, and he would drive cross country. By luck. Well, it sucks that it happened, but by luck, he broke down like on a 90 right here, Beeville. He calls me and goes, "Hey, you live in Baldwinsville, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes,
"No." When someone says that, you say no.
He goes,
"No."
He goes, "I just broke down." He's like, "My alternator went, and he had no power steering. His truck basically was rolling."
Well, yeah, because the battery's just going to die.
And he hit like it's funny because he hit a little corner on the guardrail. Like, that square with the black and yellow lines.
Yeah.
Just a corner, like dented. His insurance company had to pay thousands of dollars for that. And every time I drive by, I tell my brother, "Hey, it's still not fixed." He's like, "Fuck you."
They put some salt on it.
So he's like, "I don't give a shit. My insurance paid for it."
Yeah.
But so he had to order a new alternator for a semi truck. I mean, that thing is like a fucking barrel.
Right.
And then, so there's a truck repair company nearby, and they let us park his car in the parking lot there and do the work on there because they didn't work.
Right.
He had an international, and they don't work on the internationals. So I was like, "Would you guys mind if?"
That's people helping people. That's cool.
Yeah. So they're like, "That's fine." So one night he finally got it. He had to get on the road the following day. I was like, "Fuck it, we'll bring the lights. We'll bring my tools." I mean, it's an alternator. So in my head, I'm like, checklist. I need this tool, this tool, this tool. Worst case scenario, this tool. He also crashed. He almost punctured his gas tank. So I had to bring a multi-tool.
A torch.
Oscillating tool.
A torch to weld the gas tank.
Yeah, sure.
Duct tape.
Torture. Yeah. You had a torch to that gas tank.
I had to cut some of that plastic off. So the oscillating tool came handy.
Yeah.
Zip right through that. And then bend his step back because his step almost punctured the gas tank. But I went inside his engine. I was standing inside his engine bay to pull the bolts that came out that was holding the alternator was like 2 feet.
Yeah.
I pulled those bolts out. I'm holding so we went to unhook his batteries first.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 fucking batteries or 8.
Yeah. There's.
And I go unhook one. There's sparks flying. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to put this back. I'm not messing with it. I'm going to burn your system out. I'm just going to...
Plus, you're stuck in an engine bay, so you're going to fucking...
I said, let's electric tape the ends on the alternator, and we'll just install them once the new one in. He's like, okay. And so then we had to remove the serpentine belt. And I'm like, I don't know where I can get the diagram to put it back if I completely take it off. So like when we took it off, I zip tied so it wouldn't lose the tension and fall off the other pulleys. So the mechanic comes over, just curious. We're working at night. He goes, "What the fuck is going on here?" He's like, "I've never seen anything like this." I'm inside the engine bay with the fucking alternator.
He's like, "No, I'm a realtor and I do house construction. So here we go."
No worries, they're taped.
Don't worry, you can
these
lick
are
the
high
ends.
quality zip ties. These are made for highway use.
They're industrial grade.
Yeah, but he was like, okay, if it works. He was interested, but so then we put the new one in, which was like $800 some.
Yeah.
Turned the key, started. I was like, oh man, you're good.
Oh, man.
So
You got to walk home with an erection on that one.
yeah, but yeah, I was like, fuck yeah. I
Not
was
as big as those bolts, but probably at least one,
Yeah.
one 100th of it.
threw my tools in there. I'm like,
What's
that's how
next?
it's done. But that was the story of like how new cars are difficult to
Yeah.
change alternators versus how much
They
easier.
get like 1 million miles out of these things, right? These,
Alternators?
No. These. Yeah.
Oh, trucks? Yeah.
The semis.
Yep.
Yeah. Even like a regular utility van, 3500 van, like a
Cargo van.
cargo van. Thank you. Even they're designed to go good 400,000 miles, right?
If you take care of it, it'll last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest part is, obviously maintenance and taking care of it, and it will go.
Yep.
Just stick with the oil changes on time, right oil, and just preventive maintenance too.
Preventive maintenance.
I
it'll
changed-
last a long time.
My Chevy Silverado lasted 180,000 miles when the transmission was going. And that's like a 2004 Chevy Silverado, so it's an older truck. The transmission was going. I was like, oh,
This was in 2005. It went.
178,000 miles in 1 year. Where the fuck did I go?
It was a rental.
From Singapore.
Yeah.
So I could feel it. The gears were just not catching.
Skipping
I
and
had
stuff,
slippage and my alternator went on that truck around 130,000 miles. So on my Ford truck, I was like, all right, I'm at 140. I'm just gonna change the alternator.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait till it breaks down. Just in case.
I got almost 150,000 out of my original battery. On my,
Really?
On my Ram. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I've got 200,000 in this. So I got 140 something out of the first battery. In the last 60,000, I'm on my. I've had 2 batteries. Fuckers.
Because those were shit.
Yeah, fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, depends on the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the recent like that was like an interesting fleet order vehicles that like a company that you had recently?
I'll be right back.
Where you going?
I'm gonna go piss. Is that okay?
I'm holding you bailing, asshole. By the way, if we need to pause, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, if you got to use the restroom. But yeah, I was wondering if there was anything that was interesting, like some interesting company that you guys had to do some kind of alterations that you've never seen, or
Trying to
maybe it was difficult.
This was probably 3-4 years ago. I did a box truck, and they had a door in the back. It was a roll-up door in the back. And then they wanted to be able to load stuff from the side. So we put a big, it was barn doors in the back, and then a roll-up side door so that they could drive their stuff right into the side of it to load the vehicle.
Like they would drive equipment on the ramp, or
No, just like
forklift comes up.
forklift, yes.
Okay,
Forklift their product right into the side of it,
Mm-hmm.
instead of coming from the back.
I see. Just because like the kind of equipment they had needed to be loaded that way.
Right. If they did it from the back, they would have to push it in, and it just became cumbersome. So they're like, "Can you put a side door in?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we had the upfitter, outfit a side door into it, and then they would just come and load it right from the side, and made it 10 times easier for them.
You guys do like refrigerator units as well?
We have. I haven't done one in a while, but yes, we've done them.
Was that beer company needing a refrigerator unit or no?
They just
No.
bought a standard van.
Do you guys do trucks like utility companies? Like, how they have those drop-in beds with like boxes, steel boxes where you lock them up?
Yes.
Do you know what
Yep.
I'm talking about?
Yes.
Some of them have like, what are they called? Cherry picks, or what do they call it? The basket
A bucket truck.
bucket truck?
Yes, we can do those. We can do crane trucks with the cranes on them.
With like a stabilizers that come out and
I see this on like a Gold Rush. They have these big cranes. They will lift steel off the truck for when they're welding and shit like this. So, yeah.
they're called mechanics trucks. So they got like the boxes on each side, and then they got crane, and then a welder on them. Sometimes they have the air compressors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see some of those trucks. Is it Miller, right? Miller
Oh, the welders.
welders. Yeah, big giant Miller welders.
Yeah, box on the top.
Yeah.
Just a PSA, the bathroom, the water's cold and deep. So you guys know.
Okay. We're talking about trucks here, man.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
So
Good to know for after.
Just so you know.
okay. You couldn't turn the heater on?
Right.
They have toilets with like heated seats.
Oh, so you know what they have now? I saw they have a smart toilet seat that will analyze your poop.
While you're driving?
Sure, he can outfit it with that, I suppose. But
Truck with the shitter in it.
no, like AI like will analyze your poop and like tell you if something's wrong.
Interesting.
For someone, I guess. I mean, interesting for Roman.
You take a shit and you're like, you need to cut down on these foods.
Yeah, more fiber. I mean, that's pretty simple. But yeah, I saw that the other day. But I don't know how that relates to this. So
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting where you saw that.
squirrel. I don't know. You should see my algorithm, Rich. It's not impressive.
It's an interesting search history.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, the AI on your phone's broken. They're like, I give up.
We're talking
Responding to him no more.
we're talking to algorithms like it's like fuck.
Yeah, he's like, did you hear my question? Fuck, blocked. Anything you want to touch up about the company or business here and that we haven't mentioned?
Now, I guess I just want to say that I try to make it easier for business customers because, going into a dealership and waiting and sitting for 4 or 5 hours is just, no one has time for that. So I try to make it easy. I try to get it all done for them. Obviously COVID showed us that we can do stuff electronically. So I, email the paperwork, deliver the vehicles right to them. It saves a lot from the business owner's time because time is money and he needs to be focused on running his business and not, waiting and, doing unnecessary stuff. So I just try to make it easy. I mean, it's a simple thing. You need a truck. I find what you to help your business, and I help you, and then deliver it and make it as easy as possible.
Find or build.
Find or build.
And then everything is sent by like DocuSign, that type of thing, or
similar to that. It's all electronically signature, and it's almost like DocuSign.
And within reason, you or someone as a representative of your company will deliver it to the site.
Yep, we'll go straight, deliver it right to you, or deliver it to. I just delivered a couple trucks, and I delivered it to his sign shop.
Yep.
So then, when he picks it up from the sign shop, they're all ready to go.
Yep. Perfect.
So speaking of time management for business owners, do you ever meet them at their locations?
Yep. I go straight to their locations. I'll come, I'll meet with them. I'll help them build vehicles. I'll do whatever they need done.
Maybe they can even show you like, hey, Rich, this is the truck, but I want some of these changes. And that way you have a visual, take notes, pictures or whatever,
That's
right?
exactly what I do.
Because that, like, as a business owner, if I had to get a fleet of vehicles, 3-4 cars, for example, right? Trucks. And I don't want to go to a dealer, then I have to bring pictures or whatever. But if a salesperson like yourself would have came over and we sat down, we talked about what I need. You looked at our operation, maybe gave your input too. Like if I said, hey, I want this on the trucks, and you're like, what about, because you know all the services and people you guys work with.
Maybe
and
there's
like,
a better option.
Yeah, you're like, hey, that's a good idea, but maybe this would be a better option for you. Right. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. So from someone who has expertise and knows that dealt with different types of businesses, maybe can take something from one or the other and apply it to the trucks. That
I'll give them suggestions, because I've been on the other side. I've been a business owner and I've, had to do this stuff, and, I know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, it's not like it's a cumbersome process. You're calling the dealership and going through all the stuff, and you know. And here's the other thing: there's totally different discounts and incentives for business and commercial people. So I'll try to optimize and ask them as many questions as I can to get stuff to help them with either bigger discounts or do they belong to this or that. You know, are you doing anything with your vehicle? Are you going to plow with your vehicle? I have companies that'll upfit it with the plow and then, you know, just deliver the vehicle complete instead of handing you the vehicle and say, okay, well, you know, you go find the plow or you do it on your own.
Or you really should have put these, you know, shocks on beforehand or something.
Right, because you got to have, you know, the vehicle has to be set up to take a plow.
Yep.
So these are all the ins and outs. And, you know, same with towing. Towing's a major thing. You know, God forbid someone puts a trailer behind a vehicle that really isn't made to handle that weight. There's a lot of issues that can come with that.
And danger for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Proper brakes. You got to upgrade your brakes too if you're going to be towing, right?
Right. That's the thing. It's a vehicle may tow it, but will it stop it? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, left my mind. I was thinking of something and then it's gone now, but it'll come back. But I was just wanted to make sure that you highlighted something that maybe we haven't brought it up. And if our listeners are listening, no matter where you are in the country, reach out to you and you know, you can work with them to get these trucks altered to whatever their needs are.
And why don't you just give your cell phone number one last time because we're towards the end of the video now. So
my cell phone number is 315-744-6450. And I also deal with municipalities, fire, police. I also help them, colleges. We are set up with the New York State mini bid process, so you know I can do bids and quotes and all that stuff. So,
oh, that's what I was going to ask. Do you guys offer like military or first responder discounts?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. So there you go, guys. Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I just appreciate you guys inviting me on and hanging out with
Absolutely.
you guys.
Well, we appreciate you being here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to help out local businesses and help the community. You know, you're part of the community here, and I think we all need to just kind of help each other out, and that's all it takes. It's not much.
No.
But it could go the long way, and it establishes relationships too.
Right.
You know, you never know. If I see you broken down the side of the road, I'll stop and help you.
Nice.
He can only change your alternative.
I got zip ties.
And a flame retardant. And a flame retardant suit.
My battery's dead. I don't think I need the torch.
Don't torture my battery.
It only goes out in a couple volts.
Oh, he'll see me pulling over. He's like, I'm okay. I'm not broken.
Drive by you if I can see it.
Good.
Yeah. Well, Rich, thank you so much for coming. Good luck with the business. Hopefully it continues to grow, and
hopefully we can have you back on at some point.
Yeah, I would love to.
If there's any changes, something new, and you're like, hey, we are selling a lot of electric vehicles. Let me go back on Brews Banter. We'll talk about more about it.
That's right.
Perfect. But thanks you again.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right, guys.
Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Bye.